Ronnie O'Sullivan, one of the greatest talents ever to pick up a cue against Mark Williams. Certainly the Welsh potting machine, and he looked to be back at his best, Willie, and it sets it up for an enthralling encounter.
Couldn't agree with you more, John. I thought Mark Williams for the last 18 months has really dug down and practiced hard again. Put the hours in he used to do as a young man, and he's now beginning to get the rewards, and he's going to have to play well today, and Ronnie's certainly going to have to break off better than that, because Mark Williams will have a go at this red.
I suppose we're going to get a lot of that. Every time Mark Williams makes a mistake, it's going to be, come on, Ronnie, no matter where the ball's finished. But Ronnie has a chance of this red to the far left corner. There you see, packed audience, and he does pack him in, Ronnie. First chance, but not there. Over 1,000 people. Of course, we used to play at the conference centre, which was just down there. It's a block of flats now, I see they've built, but it's still the same thing. It's unusual for most tournaments. Most tournaments, when you get a one-table situation and the distance around the table, like that, as we see a cracking pot from Mark Williams. That's a trademark pot. And floated it in as easy as you like. But it was always a venue that was different from others with the table, and it's quite a walk from your seat to the table.
3.
But both of these players have got tremendous records in this tournament.
4.
Mark Williams, twice a winner. And one of his great assets, of course, Willie, is temperament.
Fantastic temperament, and not only do we call him one of the best single potters in the game, but I just like his movement around the table. I love the way he kind of tends to play shot to nothings that look kind of a little bit risky, but then all of a sudden you see the way the whites finish, and he's developed a way of making it into a shot to nothing. Very aggressive player. Probably not in the good as Ronnie O'Sullivan in the break building department, but he's not far behind.
Well, deciding to play for this red along the top cushion, and you've got to be very accurate with these, but he's got a nice angle, doesn't have to put too much pace in it. The more pace you put into that shot, more likelihood you could miss it, but as I say, perfect angle, just dropped.
Doesn't appear to have the angle this time to play for the black, so
27.
top side of the blue. It's not a bad target from the blue to go into the pink and reds. We just had a quick glance to see whether the pink will pot. I can't quite tell from that position whether it does. Well, it must do, otherwise the white would have been a lot higher up. This is the key shot now, isn't it, to keep the break going? It needs to bring reds into play. The only problem is there's a gap, if we have a look at the pack, where the two reds are loose, and that's the path the white's going to take. He might go through these and not be on anything.
Yes, I think the best way to do it is just play a little cannon on those two reds to the right of the pink. And he's developed them nicely, particularly being left-handed. So a good confident start. Pink spot not available. Highest available is the blue. Doesn't really affect anything here. Blue and pink still available, and the black available into both corner pockets. Good chance.
Saw him wince a little bit there, so his neck is obviously still playing a slight problem. He'd definitely be able to reach this without this little extension. But as he was queuing over, he winced a little bit there. Maybe he's still got a little bit of pain when he's stretching. That's the reason he's put the extension on. Could have definitely reached that without the extension before.
35.
Just have a look at his face here when he gets down. You can see he could easily reach it, and suddenly decided that was hurting too much. Beware of the injured snooker player, John.
$42. 43.
There's still one loose red, and he hasn't got the angle to go into them, so he'll have to play for the loose one.
And he's on the red to the middle, and in
50.
playing this, he'll be nudging them open. Just got to make certain he gets enough backspin. I presume he's going to play below centre on the cue ball to screw back for the black. So pot the red, screw off that cluster. Well, he's playing the run through. But in goes the red, and he's just about on the black, and he's opened up the other red, so if this black goes in and he gets position, that should be end of the first frame. What a start.
Absolutely right, what a start it is. Two reds, two
Okay.
colours, and he's taking the opening frame. The first red he got
59.
in was absolutely top draw. He was able to play the long red as a shot to nothing, but even so, the pace he played it, he made sure that if it did go in, he was going to be on a colour. This was the first red. Just look where the cue ball finishes. Rather than lose the cue ball towards a cushion,
66.
he held the cue ball in open play for choice of one of the bought colours, and this has been the result of that fantastic opening pot.
67. $75.
Nice angle on the black here, just to play a little cannon on the right hand, one of the two reds. Played it perfectly, so every chance that we could see a century in this opening frame.
83.
With blacks, John, he's still got a chance to beat the 140, but do you fancy getting on the black from that red on the bought cushion?
Well, I suppose if he needed it and the black to beat that break of 140 that was made by Australian Neil Robertson, then it'd be worth the risk. £10,000 for the high break.
$91.
Obviously he wasn't any good in the
98.
relay, Mark Williams, as he threw the batno off the table there.
99.
So Ronnie had one chance, a red, which I thought he would be thinking there wasn't a lot of danger should he miss it, and that's the nature of this game at this level.
He's just gone 100 to 1 now, making a 141. It's impossible to get onto the red from this black. Done his very best. He will be able to cut it along the cushion. He's just going to miss the kiss on the green.
106.
Well, you see the appreciation from this audience. A lot of them have come to see Ronnie, but they must be impressed with this start. Oh, and it's in! Slow down white!
Did you take the 100 to 1, John?
Well. Oh, what a pity. What a pity. But what a great start from the Welsh potting machine. Living up to his name, Ronnie O'Sullivan had one attempt at a pot, and then he sat down for the rest of the frame. Mark J. Williams takes the first frame and leads 1-0.